position in American sports feels the pressure or the weight on their shoulders like a quarterback. Hopes and dreams of an entire fan base of teams ride on whether their signal caller can lead them to glory. And boy, what a matchup of two elite dudes we have in this one. Welcome, everyone, to the home of the Oregon Ducks, the House of Loud, Autzen Stadium in Eugene. As we'll see, the number 10 team in the country, the Alabama Crimson Tide, taking on the fourth-ranked team of the land, the Oregon Ducks. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, Jesse Palmer alongside. Guys, we can't wait to see this game. Been looking forward to it all week. Bringing it back. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. More to the air. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
Second and 10, he'll throw again. Finds his tight end. Crosses the 30, he's got away. He knew exactly where he wanted to go with that one, and they've got enough for the first down. Really good job working through his progression. You get it to him quickly, and the big tight end has a chance to run a little.
And a really good job by the QB throwing an accurate throw. I got to hit those guys on the move, on the run, so they can do this. They can...
Oh, he's got some space.
One of the things I love about this offense is they're very versatile in their passing attack. They throw to receivers and tight ends, and the screen game is big as well. This guy is a weapon, and you're seeing that here early.
The Ducks with a second and short to keep this drive moving. Looking to throw again. And the pass is incomplete thanks to a big hit.
What a play by the defender that time, because he's matched up one-on-one man coverage against an outstanding wide receiver, and it's the defender who makes the play. Really, really good position. He was up to the challenge. Be interesting to see if this quarterback goes his way again.
The Ducks are at the line looking to convert on third and short. Might be changing the route. Moore will throw. Finds a man by himself. Oh, he's getting ahead of steam. Touchdown, Ducks! Once he got some room, it was over. You thought it was noisy when the Duck rolled out on that motorcycle? Decibels through the roof in the House of Loud.
And what a great job getting this crowd going early. This is not one of the biggest crowds in the country, but Autzen Stadium is one of the loudest places you will ever be in, and they love their Ducks.
Fielded in the end zone. It's Adams. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. Looking for a physical attack. pushes ahead for two. They'll mark it at the 17.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
Right down the middle. He's open on the right. Big-time playmakers on the outside. Now, look, Alabama's had great receivers. Ozzie Newsome, David Palmer way back in the day. But nowadays, it's sort of part of the DNA for the Crimson Tide.
Man, the run they had for several years was unbelievable with Judy and Ruggs and Cooper and Devontae Smith. Like, we can just keep going on guy after guy after guy that they had that wore that uniform that was a big-time elite playmaker on the outside.
Unloads to the wideout. He's got an open man. Brought down at the 20-yard line after ripping off the big play.
Get the big-time receiver involved early in the game. That's a huge key for this offense, no matter who they're playing against. But you can see, with his size, with his ability after the catch, this guy is a weapon, and he's putting this defense on alert early.
Alabama with a 1st and 10 here. Used the play fake, now to throw. Fires to the wideout. Makes the catch. And he will score. Touchdown, Bama.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback, wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
Let's see what he can get done from inside his own 15. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. Man, what a drive last time for the touchdown. That passing attack was lethal, David.
Yeah, and you know, you hear all these stupid commentators like me and Jesse talking about create balance, run and pass. No, when you throw that good, spin the ball around.
So the defense has to find a way to affect the quarterback on this drive, because last drive he had way too much time to throw.
Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Moore to the air. And the quarterback caught up to and sacked at the 12. And it is hardly a big surprise that this Alabama defense is hitting hard and making their presence felt in the backfield.
Yeah, it's what they built their brand on. They built it on physicality and stopping the run, and you've seen over the last several years, too. After they do that, they come after your quarterback, and they try to get that sucker on the ground.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. Sends it back in motion. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. On 3rd and long, doesn't need to take the check down. Over the middle, it's Whittington. They stop him short of the sticks, and it'll be 4th down.
Listen, you hear all the time about how important it is to stay on schedule offensively, right? And this is a perfect example. You just can't have negative plays early in drives, because even when you come up with big plays like we just saw, you're still miles away from picking up this first down. You're making it so hard on your offense.
Boy, if they don't convert this 4th down, there will be questions to be answered. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Catches it past the sticks and still on his feet. And they finally get him to the ground. An easy conversion for this offense. Defense not exactly the perfect fourth down call there. Here they come, 1st and 10 from the 48. Wants to go up top on first down. Time running out, and he goes down at the 34.
That's a great play by this defense. It's hard when you go against a guy that's so good at the quarterback spot. He can make so many plays, but the defense understood that rep. Nice job getting to him, corralling him, getting him on the ground, and creating the big sack.
And the Ducks trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Quarterback making checks. Moore will throw. Catch in the middle, it's Moore. And the defense wrestles him to the ground.
Defense just didn't have an answer there on the slant throw. Once the completion was made, they just couldn't get to the ball carrier and get him down on the ground.
They'll try to move the chains on this 3rd and long from the 50. From the gun, wants to pass. Makes the grab, it's Moore. Slips a tackle and he's got room. Now well within striking distance as that 3rd down play gets him a first at the 29.
Well, we know this guy is special, and because of that, his quarterback is looking to him on critical down and distances. There on that 3rd down, there was no question. It wouldn't have mattered if he was single covered, double covered, man zone. That's where he was going with it, and the big-time playmaker outside picks up the first.
We have the early makings of a quarterback duel, as these stats will show you. They fought to a standstill in the first. Let's see who gets the edge early in the second. Eighth play of the drive coming up. They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. Flushed out of the pocket. Makes the catch. It's Whittington. That completion gets them inside the 10, and the defense is running out of room to defend.
Man, it's so hard to be on the run and make an accurate throw. It's just very tough. Very few people that do it. Again, we see the freaks, we see the highlights all the time, but that's a tough thing to do. He made it look pretty easy.
The Ducks line it up with a 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
And you can tell that play went nowhere from the start.
It was definitely a great play by that defender.
Oh, yeah, he got in the backfield so quick, the running back had absolutely no chance.
Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Might be calling a hot route. The run up the middle, trying to steamroll his way in. He'll be hauled down just inside the 10 of the 9 as they're trying to turn this into a score.
It's looking like they're going to have to try to throw this one into the end zone here on 3rd down, David. Quarterback's got to be careful. Can't get greedy because you know these windows, they close fast.
Extremely tight windows. Find your big body guys that you know can win in contested situations here on 3rd down.
It's 3rd and goal and a long way from the end zone. Moore to the air. Got out of trouble, got rid of it. It's complete on the right side. They found the tight end, but he could not find 1st down yardage, and it'll be 4th down. And as they come to the line of scrimmage here, you can take the lead with a field goal, but a touchdown here gives you extra cushion. Here's the snap, looking to throw. Going for 6. Touchdown! Touchdown, Oregon! Fitted in the window for the score.
And it's so underrated, the relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when you're throwing into the end zone because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now in game.
And the PAT gives them a 14-7 lead. Precise, relentless execution on that 13-play scoring drive. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll bring it out. It's Williams. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. Here comes that Alabama offense. They find themselves trailing by a touchdown and a chance on this drive to even the score. On the run deep down the right side. He's got it along the sideline. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down.
That's a really nice job plucking that pass. I don't know if another school has done as good a job as Alabama in recent years as bringing in top-level talent at the wide receiver position. When you think of guys like Julio Jones, Amari Cooper, Jerry Jeudy, Devontae Smith, this guy, he looks like he could be on the field with all those guys, too. He's got speed. He's got the ability to pluck the football out of the air. What a big-time weapon. How nice is it to play quarterback with this guy in your offense?
Fires to the right. The sure hands, it's Williams. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down.
And I love the awareness by the wide receiver on that play because I'm not sure that route was supposed to be that deep. You got to wonder if the receiver decided maybe to adjust the route a little bit to make sure that he got the first down.
The Tide with the 1st and 10. To the ground with the back. He breaks a tackle. Stopped at the 13-yard line as they try to turn this into points.
These running backs nowadays, they're built so low to the ground, thick and compact, but fast and shifty, and they're just so hard to tackle. And you can see he just does a great job breaking tackles, breaking tackles. He does this consistently. That's why he's really hard to stop at the running back spot.
Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. Scanning the field, it's Simpson. Caught, close to the marker, it's Miller. Now the connection takes it to the 11.
And that's kind of a lot of today's running game, right? Spit the ball out quick, get it to your playmakers in space, get positive yards. It's instead of running the ball a couple yards up the middle, now you just spit it out wide, and a lot of times if you break a few tackles, it could be even bigger.
Just moments ago, Alabama was feeling the shadow of its own goalpost, and now the Tide generating momentum. The RPO, fire complete to the left. They go up top to get it down to the 5-yard line as they try to pay off this drive.
Man, this guy is so dynamic, and that's why you want to try to get him the ball as many ways as you can. That time, it's a screen throw, and he had some nice blocks downfield, but with his speed and elusive running ability, this dude is dangerous.
Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. Defense looks as if it's coming. From the shotgun, the inside give. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
And that's exactly what you want to do as a defense, man. You want to get penetration and not let that tank get downhill. Because when he gets downhill with that weight and that size, it could be a problem for your defense. Get him before he gets started.
Not a lot of ground to cover and not much to defend. A big 3rd down in the red zone. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires to the end zone. Intercepted. Oh, what a play. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back.
Well, the defense does an awesome job here with their backs against the wall in their own red zone, coming away with an INT early. That could be a big game-changing type play in this game.
They take over late in the half, enough time to put together a drive. He might want another play. Movement on the offensive line. That's going to be a false start, and they'll walk it back. He got a little antsy at the line of scrimmage, and they'll move him back. So backing up with that penalty, and they can feel their own goalpost looming over their shoulder. Moore will throw. And it's incomplete, deflected, knocked away by the D.
Well, the QB looked like he knew where he wanted to go with that football, but give the defense credit. They were able to swat that one away.
Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Back to pass. Got it in the middle. It's Bryant. And he'll pick up the first down, but he got drilled on that tackle. The offense has it 1st and 10 from their own 20. To the air on 1st down. Grabbed over the middle. It's Moore.
Really nice job by the quarterback understanding I needed to throw this ball hard. Like, I got to fit it in there tight. And a nice job by the wide receiver wearing it, because he really didn't have a choice, because he was going to wear that one regardless.
To the air on 2nd down. Got it in the middle. It's Moore. He's down to the 38-yard line, and they can't stop the clock. The clock will stop with this timeout from the offense. They'll get a chance to regroup on the sideline. The Ducks come to the line with a fresh set of downs. The offense changing the play. Wants to throw on 1st down. Throws to the wideout. A strike downfield. There he goes. A huge gain on that one before he ran out of bounds, and he has the 1st down.
Well, this defense is being challenged, and this secondary in particular. And I know a DB made the tackle there, but we're only in the 2nd quarter, and already this quarterback has over 200 yards passing.
Moore to the air. Caught in the backfield. It's Whittington. That completion will take them inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. We've got a timeout here late in the 1st half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. They'll move the wide receiver. Back to throw, time running short in the half. He's got it on the move. He steps out of bounds, but it'll be enough to give them a 1st and goal. They saw that blitz coming, and the way to get out of it is find the tight end.
Yeah, how quick did he see that, too? Sees the blitz, understands this is a matchup where I got my big tight end, the big fella I trust. I'm going to find that matchup, get him the football for the 1st down.
And the Ducks have it in scoring position on 1st and goal. Around the end, it's Whittington. He had all kinds of company as soon as he got it. He had to fight his way back just to get to the line of scrimmage. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. Defense trying to come up with a stop on 2nd and goal. Finds his big tight end. Touchdown, Ducks! They wanted to finish, and that they did on that possession.
And how big is that for this offense? Put a nice drive together, get the touchdown, add to this lead already. Everything right now, Palmer, going their way.
Yeah, that was as good a 2-minute type situation as you can have offensively. David, they've got so many weapons on this offense. They practice these situations all the time, and they put it to work here at the end of the first half.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. This late in the half, here's the question. How aggressive will the play calling be? To the air, it's Simpson. Buys a little time. All kinds of time before he fires right. Pass is incomplete. The clock is down to 9.
Well, the offense is doing their best to try and at least get into field goal range here at the end of the first half. So they take a vertical shot down the field, but give the defense credit. Lots of eyes back there on the quarterback. They're able to break on the ball and make sure that throw falls incomplete.
Back to throw, and they've got to be aware of the clock. Snagged in the middle. It's Miller. Breaks into the open. Out across the 45 and out of bounds at the 46-yard line. A big pickup here as they try to put together a scoring drive. Looking to throw on 1st down. Trying to beat the D deep. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. And that'll bring us to the end of the first half as we head to the studio for halftime. The Ducks will try to kick this one deep to get things underway in the second half. He'll bring it out. It's Adams. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. If they're going to get on top in this game, they're going to have to find a way to get the running game going in the second half.
Agree, so it can create some more balance, some more unpredictable.
Going for it all. And it's incomplete. Good play downfield by the DB.
I love the defensive mentality coming out here early in the third quarter. They've got the lead. They know the offense is going to be aggressive and start taking shots. A really nice play call that time, and an even better job in the back end in the secondary being ready for it. It just feels, guys, in this game like the defense is staying one step ahead.
Unloads to the wideout. Got him downfield. And he got enough for the first down, but somebody put the hit stick upside his head. It'll be a first down from the 49-yard line. Dropping back, it's Simpson. He's taking the shot. He's got it inside the 15. And he'll run it into the end zone. Touchdown time.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge. And also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
From inside the 15, here's the return. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. They're still holding the lead, but hoping to flex a little muscle on this drive. Off play action on first down. Going to throw it over the top of the D. Underneath Tulsa coverage. Got it deep downfield. Slippery slide. Find his way and ran away from the crowd into the end zone. Touchdown, Oregon. This dude is revving his engine like that duck coming out on a motorcycle. He is putting up points and finding the promised land.
And it's nice to have a guy that can do that. Goodness gracious, they just keep finding at Oregon as trigger men, not only throw the football, but guys who can pick them up and put them down and make big plays.
He'll bring it back looking for help. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Guys, here comes that Alabama offense onto the field. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7.
Intercepted, and that is the last thing they needed. Got some room to run. Inside the... And he will roll into the end zone. Touchdown, Ducks! What a play by this defense with the pick six.
And how about the defender? Exactly what you're supposed to do. Breaks on the football, makes the interception. Everybody on defense, we turn to offense. Go lay some blocks so my guy can get it and take it back to the house.
Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. He'll bring it out. It's Williams. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Here comes that Alabama offense. There's still plenty of time. You see that 21-point deficit, and there is a sense of urgency now. Dropping back, it's Simpson. Forced out of the pocket. Rolling right and going deep. And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in.
And that's a big shot, and that's a big incompletion, but this offense has to continue to do more of that. When you're trailing and you've got to make plays, they got to find creative ways to push this ball down the field and get this offense in a flow.
Just don't feel like the quarterback's in a rhythm so far. He's had accuracy issues. That last throw was underthrown, but we've seen bad decisions trying to force the football in places it just shouldn't go, and that's why he's already thrown multiple interceptions.
Alabama with a lot of ground to cover here on 3rd and long. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground.
You got to have that defense you know you can go to in running situations. Your base defense where you say, okay, this is where I'm going to start, and I'm going to stop the run, stuff it up front. My guys play big up front. Then if I need to add some blitzes to it later on down the road, I can. But great job in the base defense.
Oh, he's going to try to get it all here. And the incomplete pass lets this defense get the ball back for its own great field position.
And I get it. At this point in the second half, dude, we got to make something happen. We haven't been good enough. We got to score a lot of points and quickly. You got to be aggressive. They tried. They failed again. This game is all but over.
Quarterback making adjustments. Looking downfield on first down. Catch in the middle. It's Benson. Touchdown, Oregon! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. He has been surgical. Precision passes. Using the scaffold, the fine instrument, rather than the blunt one.
And the defense has had absolutely no answer for him. Just, he's been down their throats all game long, a step ahead, understanding what he's seeing. and just destroying this defense.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. That fourth down gamble didn't pay off on the last drive, and it led to giving up a scoring drive, Dick.
Yeah, and everybody wants to go for it on fourth down. Everybody wants that, but your defense sometimes has to bail out your decision-making. We decided to go for it. We didn't get it. The defense, Jesse, didn't come up big and prove me right.
Yeah, not complimentary football, no doubt. But look, this offense has been in these situations before, so you got to come back out here, take the field. It's a fresh set of downs, brand new drive. Let's go out and execute, put some points on the board.
Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Back to pass, it's Simpson. Fires to the wideout. Grabbed in the middle, it's Williams. And they finally get him down, but not before. He's got him set up for business at the 49-yard line.
That's a huge throw for the offense, but they're down by a ton. They're going to need a lot more of that, and it's not going to be easy considering the defense knows they're probably going to be throwing the ball every play here in the second half moving forward.
They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. Going to take a shot at this DB. And they're not on the same page there. The Crimson Tide looking for a big play to convert on 3rd down. He wants to throw it again. Unloads to the wideout. Complete to the right. Putting together a real scoring threat here as they pick up the first down at the 36. We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And of course he said the open one, but we know who he really wants to go to on 3rd down.
The best one. I mean, I think the open one, obviously the politically correct answer, but you want to find the guy that you got that great chemistry with. You know exactly where he's going to be. You got that bond and that trust.
I know the offense is down by a lot here in the second half. You just need one big play, though, to spark the offense.
Going for it all. Reels it in the end zone. Touchdown, Crimson Tide.
Man, oh man, it doesn't get easier than that. Look at the receiver. He gets wide open. Where's the defense? Nobody around. Easy pitch, easy catch.
And he splits the uprights on the extra point. They put together a 74-yard touchdown drive, and the scoring play comes on a touchdown pass from 22 yards out. They got on the ball, but I believe he touched it before it went 10 yards, and there is a flag on the field. They were trying to steal a possession to draw a little closer in this game, but the ball didn't go 10 yards, so they'll take over the football with the lead. Making side adjustments here. Off the play fake on 1st down. And the Heat gets home. They knock him down back at the 45.
Man, that's an impressive play. This dude is so dominant. And I'll tell you, we don't have enough time in this broadcast to list off all the great Alabama D linemen, especially in recent years. That play right there, that reminds me of a guy I played against back in the day, Cornelius Griffin, playing on the inside of Alabama's defensive line. You knew every single time you drop back, you were going to have that.
Trying to burn this defensive back. Grabs it inside the 15. Just what they were looking for. A huge explosive play, and they're inside the 15 at the 13-yard line. They've got this defense reeling after that last play. Now it's 1st and 10 inside the 15. Motion from the wide receiver. Looking to pass inside the red zone. And here comes the Heat, and they get home, and they get him at the 21.
I think if you're the head coach here, it's a bit of a mixed reaction to your passing attack so far in this game. You put up a bunch of yards throwing the football, you've lit up the scoreboard, but you've also given up 4 sacks. Pass protection has been a problem so far in this game.
Quickly complete. They'll spot the ball at the 12 after that completion.
Nice job there. Good timing between the QB and the wide receiver executing that out route.
It'll be 3rd and long. Moore will throw. Quarterback on the move, still looking. They'll wrap him up, and he didn't find the same kind of running room this time as he did on the previous play.
Great job rallying to the football by this defense. 3rd down, QB's trying to extend the play, but great team speed on defense, now setting up 4th.
So the offense is going to go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Touchdown, Ducks! Grab the short pass to put the 6 on the board.
And it's now the 2nd time this wide receiver has scored. Another outstanding job with the route. Great job securing the catch.
And with the extra point, they pushed the lead out a little further. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And they capped things off with a 9-yard touchdown pass. Kickoff unit has been busy as they have built a big lead and they're trying to hold on to it. Coming out with it, it's Williams. Pulled down at the 18, and the decision to bring it out of the end zone was not a good one. They'll start this drive from the 18-yard line. Going right to work up top. Fires to the right. Got his man. Now they've got even more breathing room out to the 31 and a fresh set of downs.
Nice job by the quarterback, seeing the receiver come open, getting him the football, making the 1st down, and they like to do this. When they make a 1st down, they want to go fast. They want to crank up the tempo.
Gets rid of it. Finds the tight end. They get him on the ground, and that'll be the final play of this 3rd period. And talk about spreading the ball around. Everyone getting a chance to show off the hands based on the number of targets we've seen. As we enter the 4th quarter, let's see if anything memorable can come from this one. So 1st down will open up the final period. Looking to pass, it's Simpson. Quarterback adapting. Hit hard just as he released it on 1st down and just couldn't get it to the receiver.
And we need more of this from this defense, man. They have let this guy have too much time to throw the football. They haven't gotten that jersey dirty yet, haven't sacked him. But this is just as good as a sack. Getting to him, hitting him, letting him feel the physicality of this game, and not letting him feel comfortable.
2nd down, he'll throw it. Might be looking to run. He can't make the connection. It'll be incomplete. He can scramble but couldn't create anything there.
And the defense is good with that. Get pressure on the quarterback. Get him outside the pocket. You know it's a passing situation. Play half the field now. This defense is in a good spot, and you can tell they're ready to rush this quarterback.
On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. He's going for a big play downfield. Hits him in stride inside the 10. Gets it inside the 5, down to the 4, and it'll be 1st and goal. And the best thing about this, the offense can't worry about the scoreboard. Just keep trying to make plays like that, Jesse.
I know a lot of people in the stadium probably feel like this game is over, and maybe it's been over for a while, Reese, but don't tell that to this quarterback and his teammates. They're still out there scrapping and clawing.
He'll keep it himself. And he delivers the angry stiff arm, but is greeted by an angrier defense.
Well, the QB decided to keep it on that one. And listen, if you had his athleticism, you'd want to keep it too. Almost every time they run these types of option plays. But he's just going to have to do a good job of understanding when to hand it off, when to pitch it, and try to keep this deep.
Close to the end zone, and the ball's out. Touchdown, Alabama! And they take it in for 6 more points.
That play right there may take a year off of the head coach's life. He thought his offense was going in for an easy score. They fumbled it, could have been a disaster, but very lucky to pounce on it, and they get the touchdown regardless.
And the extra point is good. The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. Bounces through the end zone. It's a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. That last touchdown drive was surgical through the air, Jesse.
It sure was, and that's why this offense is so dangerous, David, because they can score in a hurry because of how efficient they are throwing the football.
And welcome to modern college football. That's what it is. Spread you out, find my playmakers, make quick decisions, and really put defenses in a difficult situation.
Moore to the air. Quickly to the tight end. And he's able to shed one tackle and gets a pretty good pickup.
Well, you hear all the time that the tight end's the QB's best friend. You saw a perfect example of it on that last play, right? 2nd down, you need to pick up some positive yards to keep this 3rd down manageable. Really nice job of executing that.
Muscling ahead on 3rd and short. He's going to come up a couple of yards short of the 1st down.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
Delivers the stiff arm. Man, oh man, did that coverage team have its hands full. Well, not full because they didn't get a hand on him for quite a while. Great return there. Guys, here comes that Alabama offense onto the field. There's a lot of pressure when you have that number 1 beside your name, and perhaps it was the pressure, perhaps it was just one of those days, but that rain is coming to it. Makes the catch at the 20. Perhaps a touchdown-saving tackle at the 17. Alabama quickly back to the line. They're threatening to score, and they'll throw it. Moving away from pressure. They get to him as he throws. Touchdown, Bama! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. How about delivering that touchdown pass when your mowers and your incisors got rattled around about the same time?
He's going to need a minute to go over and clear the cobwebs on the sidelines, but I think after throwing that touchdown pass, that's going to give this QB a ton of confidence moving forward.
Oh, look at Mr. Hands taking the squibber inside the 30. Nice return there, and he'll be dragged down at the 34. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. They still have the lead here, Jesse, but this would be a good time to put together a drive.
You're right, Reese. You can't rest easy right now. You just watch the opponent drive down the field and score a touchdown of their own, so you've got to answer that here. Your playmakers better step up.
And I don't know what it is about momentum. In all the locker rooms and all the years, coaching, everything, you can't quantify it, you can't measure it. And the momentum has swung to the other side. You got to get it back.
Moore will throw. Punts it out of the air. Gets it to the 46-yard line. First down for this offense.
Well, I tell you, man, this guy's been putting on a show all game long. We've seen his decision-making. We've seen his athleticism. Because of him, they've got this huge lead in the fourth quarter. So why stop throwing it? Just keep it going when the going's good.
Under fire. Can't make the connection, and the defense putting on the heat and forcing the incompletion.
He didn't have a whole lot of time to get rid of that one. The defense was all over him right after the snap. No wonder that thing fell in.
Gonna look downfield again. Unloads it left. And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was not loose, and third down is coming. Trying to pick up a first down. Third and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Caught over the middle. It's Whittington. Nice job to pick up the first down, and they'll spot it at the 42. The Ducks have their offense in high gear. Looking to throw on first down. He lets it fly. Touchdown, Oregon! And they take it in for 6 more points.
There's no mercy rule in college football, man. They've got a huge lead here in the fourth quarter. They are still chucking it, and they are still scoring.
On to attempt the try. And the extra point splits the uprights, and they're up a full 3 touchdowns, a 21-point cushion in the fourth. Kickoff unit getting some extra work as this lead has really grown. And he takes this from inside the... And he loses the ball, keeping his own end. The offense somehow fell on it, and they'll retain possession.
Wow, they narrowly avoid disaster there. They fumble the kick return, and if that goes to the other team, all the momentum is no longer with them, so a nice job being able to pounce back on that, and the head coach breathing a huge sigh of relief.
Wide receiver going in motion. Back to pass, it's Simpson. Oh, they're after him!
It's pretty obvious. This defense came into this one knowing they were going to have to play a complete game until there were zeros on the clock, especially against this quarterback. You cannot take your foot off the gas, and that's exactly what they're doing here. Late in the fourth quarter, they're still bringing it, and they get another sack.
Turning it on! And the defense makes a big hit and knocks him down. Alabama pushing the tempo. He'll throw on third down. Fires left. Wide open downfield. Such a big part to convert these third downs, and they've got it at the 42. The Crimson Tide comes to the line with a 1st and 10. Wants to go up top on first down. Dances away to buy time. He wants a big play here late. He's got it inside the 25. Brought down at the 20-yard line after ripping off the big play. The Tide trying to pay off this red zone trip. Trying to cap this drive with the pass. Deep shot for the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown Tide.
The one thing you know about this offense, they're going to keep fighting, right? They're down on the scoreboard right now, but they're trying everything they can. Nice job there, finding a way to score that touchdown. And listen, we've seen crazier things happen before in college football. This thing ain't over until there's zeros on the clock.
Not much drives more anxiety than waiting to see if the hands team can corral the onside kick, and they do. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. Firmly in control of this game. We'll see if they just try to run out the clock and get out with a victory.
Everybody on offense here should feel really good about their performance today, too, David. They had a really good game plan coming into this one, and they went out and they executed at a very high level.
Yeah, lights out, and this game's over. I'm interested to see the philosophy now. Do we keep chucking the pill and keep trying to score points? Because it's the defense's responsibility to stop them.
And it's intercepted, maybe breathing a little life into this team. He was looking for that big return to go with the pick, but he'll set him up in business at the 36. Back to throw, it's Simpson. He's taking a deep shot late in the game. And the ball is caught. He's inside the 35. Trying to get everybody set with the clock still running. To the air on first down. Here he goes breaking the pocket. Going back to the well, another deep ball. Throw into the end zone, and it's picked off. Got room on the return. The 40. He's at the 20. And he has taken it all the way back. Touchdown Ducks.
And there's something you don't see often. A 100-yard interception return for a touchdown. As a quarterback, you know those windows are really small to throw into. And if you don't throw it on time, it's going to get at minimum tipped, maybe picked. That's the worst possible scenario for a quarterback. What a play by the defense.
And the point after is good. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Fielded in the end zone, it's Adams. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. They'll snap this one to start the drive from their own 22. He'll start this drive going to the air. Using his legs, keeping his eyes downfield. Fires to the big fella. All the way out to the 37-yard line. It's a gain of 15. Alabama quickly back to the line. To the air, it's Simpson. Got a man, it's Cueva. Oh, he's got some space. He's there to make the stop, but the damage has been done as they pick up the first down on the throw and catch. Wants to throw on first down. Here comes the heat. Couldn't hang on to that one. This defense has already picked off 3 passes, almost had the 4th. It'll be second down.
Well, at this point, you're still trying to throw stuff up against the blackboard and see if it sticks. You're down by a lot of points, so why not try it, right? And give the offense credit. You know, you're not just going to run the football. You're not just going to take a knee and go into the locker room with your tail between your legs. I like the fighting spirit, just not enough of that today.
He's not afraid to go deep. What a spectacular grab there as they try to finish this game with a little something to feel good about. Touchdown, Crimson Tide!
And a nice touchdown, continuing to fight, continuing to play. This one, it's pretty much over. Down multiple possessions this late in the football game. It would take a miracle, but nice job by this offense continuing to fight, push the ball down the field, make plays.
They'd hope to get that thing bouncing around, but the hands team is able to corral it.
And this is why you put your hands team on the field most of the time, when you know it's coming, and you put those guys that are great catchers of the football. The first guys, what do? They go block. They go blow somebody up. The next guys catch the football, secure it, get your butt on the ground. And most of the time when you do this, the ball game is over.
They'll try the right side. Picks up the first down, still moving.
puts his foot in the ground, he gets north fast.
Coming into this one, we wondered whether these guys were a little bit overrated, and certainly they did nothing to dispel that notion.
They were playing angry today, and I know talking to some of their players, David, coming into this game, they felt like they were being disrespected. A lot of people thought their opponent might get them today, so they took this opportunity